What's going on? Coach Tyreek here. In the first video we talked about tips on how to avoid bent arms in our standing back handspring. Well, in this video we're going to talk about tips on how to create strong legs in our standing back handspring. How can we create strong legs? Well, there's muscles that we have to target. That would be the quads, the hamstrings, the calves, and also doing some explosive workouts. Now throughout this video, I'm going to be showing you a bunch of workouts you can do in order to create strong legs in your standing back handspring. Now we're going to move on to exercises for generating stronger legs in our standing back handspring. The first muscle we're going to be talking about will be our quads. But just to make sure, as a reminder, the reason why we need to strengthen our legs is to make sure we can avoid as much injury as possible as we're doing this flip on the floor. For the first exercise, we'll be doing a wall sit. All you would need is a wall for this workout. A cheese mat is not needed. As you're sitting back towards the cheese mat or wall, make sure you're not arching your back. You're engaging your core as much as possible. Your hips and your knees should be at about a 90-degree angle. Your feet, meaning your toes and heels, and your knees should all be together. Your heels are not coming off the floor. Your arms should be right out in front of you or covering your ears up. Your hands should not be down touching your hips or your knees. As you're doing this drill, you should start to feel a burn within your quads. For the next exercise, we'll be doing the same thing, doing the wall sits against the cheese mats or the wall. But now for this, you'll have one leg up. As I said before, make sure your hips and your knees at a 90-degree angle as you're doing this workout. And as you're doing it, you should feel it more in your quads as you're holding one leg up the whole time. The next muscle we'll be targeting will be our hamstrings. For our hamstrings, we have hamstring curls. For this workout, you would need a mat or you can use a partner. For the mat, make sure you slide your feet all the way in so you have stability going down. With the partner, make sure they are holding your feet down so you have stability as well going down towards the floor. As you start this drill, make sure you are squeezing your glutes all the way in and they're not out. Next thing is make sure you cross your arms so when you start going down towards the floor, you can brace yourself with your hands. Once again, your arms are crossed, squeeze your glutes in as you're going down towards the floor, and as you get all the way down, you will then brace yourself with your hands. If you do not brace yourself with your hands, then you will fall on your face or your chest. So once again, for safety reasons, when you're going down to the floor, you're going to put your hands out as you're going down. Open your hands up. For the next exercise, we have curls with a resistance band. So for this, what you would need is a band, a tumble track, and with the band you would tie it around the bottom of the tumble track. You'll lay on your stomach. Make sure your glutes are being squeezed as you are taking that leg and bringing it all the way back towards your bottom. You'll take the band, you'll put it around your ankle, and you're going to go up very slowly and back down to the mat. Once again, you'll go all the way up and then go back down. Next up, we have our calves. For our calves, we have calf raises. For this workout, make sure your toes and heels are together. Your feet are staying together the whole entire time. You're squeezing your glutes in and your knees do not bend. When you go up, all the way up on your toes, you should feel a burn in your calf muscles, and that's what's being worked for this exercise right here. Moving on, instead of using 2 feet, we're now using 1. I call these single leg calf raises. So for these, make sure your leg is not bent. You're squeezing your bottom in, your bottom's not being squeezed out, all the way up on your toe and back down. You should feel these in the same area. We're still working on isolating both legs, making one as strong as the other, just like in a wall sit. It's the same thing here. If we can make both legs as strong as possible, it's going to make that back handspring that we do on the floor so much easier to do. Next up, we have farmer walks. Instead of walking regularly, you'll be on your toes the entire time, engaging your calves, and there will be a ball over your head as you're walking down the floor the entire time, and your core should be engaged as you are walking. Last up, we have explosive workouts. First up, we have knees to feet. For this workout, you'll start on your knees, make sure your toes and heels together. Your feet never come apart as you go from your knees to your feet. Then make sure your body's being squeezed in and is not poking out. As you bend your knees, you're going to swing your arms all the way behind you and swing your arms all the way up as you hop to your feet. Make sure when you land on your feet that your chest is up and is not down. Next up, you'll be using a panel mat for this workout. You'll start both your feet together. You'll put your hands on the panel mats, then you'll start pushing the panel mat with your hands and then your feet. You're going to push your feet from the floor and bring them all the way into your chest, and you're going to do that all the way down. And you should feel this all throughout your legs. Last up, we have explosive hops. You'll be doing this workout inside of a mat. With this, you'll bend your knees and jump up as high as possible. While doing this workout, you should feel a burn throughout your legs, and this will help you become more explosive going into your back handspring and coming out of your back handspring. As we come to an end for this video, if the quads, the hamstrings, the calves, and explosive workouts are done every day, you will see a difference in your sandbag handspring.